Hi, I'm Sam Farrell, Senior Producer for Antiques Roadshow. We're here in Colonial Williamsburg, taping at our 4th stop in our production tour in season 26. Colonial Williamsburg is such a fabulous location for Roadshow. It's a fabulous location in its own right, but it speaks to American history. It's got such wonderful texture. The weather is beautiful today. It's a well-known place, and we know that every person's objects will look good in this location. We expect to find all sorts of things here, but we've found in our history that what we find is not related to the place we find it. As Marsha Bemko likes to say, things have legs. We can find a Boston highboy in Hawaii and a Hawaiian bowl in Boston. The favorite thing for me about working for Antiques Roadshow is that this is a fabulous family of friends and colleagues. The people I've met here have become fast friends. They're wonderful to work with. They're funny, they're intelligent, and I get to see all sorts of strange things every day, every year. It's a wonderful journey of discovery, and it's delightful. So here we are outside on a glorious sunny day, out in the open with tents. A long time ago, we used to shoot in convention centers, and one day before the shoot at 6 in the morning, we got a call saying that the set was on fire. And that was a terrible thing, but what was wonderful about it was the way that the crew, the staff, everybody helping us, everybody supporting us, the guests, the appraisers, all kicked in, and by 3 hours later we were making Roadshow, and it was a fabulous feeling. We all felt really great at the end of the day, despite the tragedy. It's hard to choose a favorite object, and because we see hundreds of objects every single time. But this occasion, which was probably about 10 years ago, a man brought in a cardboard box. And in the cardboard box was a bunch of old newspaper, and under the newspaper was a pair of Dutch clogs. What's special about a pair of Dutch clogs? Well, they were carved. And his story, the guest story, was that they were carved by Paul Gauguin, the artist. And I was looking at this pair of clogs, and I held them in my hand, and I thought, you know, this is me, one step away from Paul Gauguin. You can't do that in a museum. You can't do that, you know, hardly anybody can ever do that. It was just a sort of thrilling jolt of this major creative force in my hands. And I remember that vividly. It was just a sort of an ethereal moment, thinking there I was with the same things that Paul Gauguin had spent several hours carving. Touring the US and being on the road is one of the best jobs anybody could have. This is an amazing country with all sorts of different people, and when we move into a small town or a big city anywhere throughout the US, we're warmly greeted by people who are different. Everyone, everywhere expresses a different element of being American, and I haven't had a bad experience in any town we've been in. So if you want to be on Antiques Roadshow, keep watching, keep a lookout for our sweepstakes for tickets, keep applying. But the competition is fierce. That's because everybody else wants to be on Antiques Roadshow. So to everybody who hasn't watched Roadshow before, tune in. There's always something for somebody. It's different every minute, and there's always some enjoyable moment or an enjoyable piece or a fascinating story. And there's a human story in every single roadshow that somebody can relate to. Stay tuned. You won't want to miss Antiques Roadshow in Colonial Williamsburg.